Your total mind has a center, and that center is called the guide. That center is in the unconscious. And that center will be revealed only when 5 fragments or half of the mind comes into light. Then that center will be revealed. That is the guide. It is hidden in the unconscious. So you need not be afraid of the unconscious. This Freudian unconscious is to be afraid. It is something to be afraid of. But this Freudian unconscious can be thrown out in catharsis. Hence my so much insistence on catharsis. This Freudian unconscious can be thrown in catharsis. Whatsoever you wanted to do and you have not done, do it meditatively. Don't do it to anyone, because that will create a chain of events and you will not be in control. Just do it in vacuum. If you are angry, do it in vacuum. If you feel sexuality, throw it in the sky. If you feel anything, just allow it to move from your inwards, outwards, expressed. A meditative catharsis will relieve you of the Freudian unconscious. The technique that I am teaching, if it is followed, then Freudian unconscious will simply disappear. And when this Freudian unconscious disappears, only then you can penetrate the real unconscious. It is just in between the conscious and the unconscious. Just a forced. Just as you go and throw in your rubbish things in a room, and you close it. They go on accumulating. A junkyard. Freudian unconscious is just a junkyard. Don't throw it in, I say throw it out. When it moves in, you will become pathological. You can go insane. When it moves out, you will become fresh, young, unburdened. For this age, catharsis is a must. No one can reach to the catharsis, to the guide, to the inner guide, without catharsis. And once you are in deep catharsis, you need not be afraid. Then the real unconscious will start revealing. Then it will penetrate into your conscious. Then you will become for the first time aware of your vast territory. You are not such a small fragment. You have a very vast being. And this vast being has a center. That center is the inner guide. And how to differentiate between the unconscious and the inner guide? How to differentiate between the Freudian unconscious and the inner guide? It will be difficult if you don't go through catharsis. But you can feel a difference by and by. Because Freudian unconscious is just the repressed thing. If something comes in you with a violent force, know well that this violent force is coming because you had repressed it in the first place. If something simply comes in you without any violence, just bubbles up silently, easily, without any sound, even soundlessly, then know that this is the real unconscious. From the guide something is coming to you. But you will become proficient only when you go through catharsis. Then you will know what is happening. Whenever anything comes from the Freudian unconscious, you will feel disturbed. It will make you uneasy, uncomfortable. And whenever something comes from the guide, you will feel such serenity. You will feel so happy, so at ease, at home, that you cannot imagine it. You will simply feel this is the thing. Your total being is in harmony with it. No resistance. You know, this is the right, this is the good, this is the truth. And nobody can unconvince you about it. And about the Freudian unconscious, you can never be serene. You can never be still and calm. You will be disturbed. It is a sort of disease that has come up. And there will be a fight with it. So it is better if you pass through deep catharsis. Then this Freudian unconscious will become silent by and by. And just like bubbles come up from a river bed, they come up to the very surface of the water. You will feel bubbles coming from the very bed of your being, and they will come to your conscious mind. But their very coming will give you a deep tranquility, a feeling that nothing can be more right than this. But before it happens, you have to unburden yourself from the Freudian unconscious. And it can happen only if you are in a let go. Because the innermost being is so non-violent, it will not assert. You will have to invite it. Remember this. It will not assert. The Freudian unconscious will want to assert. Every moment it is trying to assert. And you are pushing it back. This is the difference. It wants to assert. It wants to become active. It wants to lead you somewhere. It wants to manipulate you. And you are resisting it, fighting it. The real unconscious, the guide, is not assertive. If you allow, if you invite, prayerfully, it will come to you. Just like an invited guest. You have to be in a let go. Only then it will come. When it feels you are ready. When it feels it will not be denied, rejected. When it feels it will be welcomed. Then it will come to you. So you have to do two things, catharsis for the Freudian unconscious, and the trait of let go and surrender for the real guide, the real unconscious. These two things done, you will know the difference. And the difference really cannot be taught to you. You will know it. When it happens, you will know it. How do you know the difference when there is pain in your body? And when the whole body felt the well-being. The whole body is filled with well-being. And when your head is having headache. How do you feel? What is the difference? You simply know it. You cannot define it, you simply know it. You know what a headache is. And you know what a well-being is. The real guide will give you always well-being. And the Freudian unconscious will always give you a feeling of headache. It is a turmoil. It is the inner conflict. It is anger. It is pain suppressed. Whenever it will come, you will feel painful hour. Because of this fraudulent unconscious, many things have become painful which are not naturally painful. For example, sex. Because the society has repressed sex, it has become painful. One of the most blissful things in natural life is sex. It has become painful. If you move into sex, you will feel frustrated, you will feel guilt. In the end, you will feel weakened. And you will decide never to move into again. This is not because of the natural sex. This is because of the unconscious. Sex has become painful. It has been so much repressed. It has become ugly and painful. Otherwise, it is one of the most natural ecstasies. If a child is never taught that sex is bad and sin, he will enjoy it. And every time he will feel a deep well-being flowing all over the body. Men feel more well-being than women. That too because of repression. Because women are repressed more. No one requires that a boy should be virgin. But everyone, even the boy himself will require that the girl he is going to marry should be a virgin. Even playboys, they require that the girl should be a virgin. Women, unconscious, has been repressed more than men. That's why only few women achieve orgasm. And that too in the West. In the East, not more than 5%. 5% women at the most achieve any enjoy out of sex. 95% are simply fed up with it. That's why when sadhus and monks teach that sex is sin, women are always agreeing. They gather in multitudes around monks. The thing appeals to them, it is right. Because they have never known any bliss out of it. They are so suppressed. In India, while making love, women are not supposed to move, be active. They have to lie down like a corpse. If they are active, then their men will become suspicious. They are enjoying sex. And this is not a sign of a good woman. A good woman is that which doesn't enjoy. In the West, they say, if you want to marry a good woman. And if you want to enjoy, then make friendship with a bad woman. Because only bad women can enjoy. This is unfortunate. The woman is not supposed to move, to be active. She is to be just dead. How can she achieve orgasm when the energy is not moving? And if she cannot enjoy it, she is bound to be against the husband. And she is bound to think that the husband is evil. Every day, Indian women come to me and they say, they are fed up with sex. And their husbands are forcing them again and again to have sex. They don't like it. They are disgusted. And why husbands are not disgusted so much? Why women are so much disgusted? The reason is they have a greater repressed unconscious about sex than men have. Sex will become painful. It is a headache if you have suppressed it. Anything can become a headache. Just suppress it, that's the trick. And it will become a suffering. And anything can become blissful. Just express it. Don't suppress it. This fragile unconscious is all that you know right now. You don't know about the real unconscious, the Tantra unconscious. That's why you are afraid. And afraid you cannot let go. Afraid you cannot lose control. You know if you lose control, immediately the suppressed instincts will take over. Immediately whatever you have repressed will come to the mind and it will insist to be acted out. That's why catharsis is needed first. So the fear goes. And then you can let go. And if you let go, a very silent force will start flowing to your conscious mind. And you will feel that it is a well-being. You will feel you are at home. You will feel everything is good. You will feel you are blessed. How can one recognize that the inner guide has come to function? This will be the first sign that you will start feeling good about yourself. Remember, you always feel bad about yourself. I almost never come across a person who feels good about himself. Everyone is condemning himself. Everyone thinks he is bad. And when you think you are bad, how you suppose that someone else is going to love you? And when no one loves you, you feel frustrated. And you yourself don't love you. You have never touched your hands lovingly. You have never felt your body lovingly. You have never thanked God that He has given you such a beautiful body, such a beautiful organism. No. You just feel disgusted. And the religions, so-called religions, have taught you to feel condemned. This body is a bag of sin. And you are carrying a burden. When the unconscious is released, you will feel you are accepted. You are not bad. Nothing is bad. The whole life becomes deep down a blessing. You feel blessed. And the moment you feel blessed, all others around you become blessed. You can bless them. You can feel happy. Because you feel condemned, you feel bad about yourself, you think the same about others. How can you love another's body if you condemn your own body? If you are against your own body, how can you love another body? You will condemn. Deep down, you are condemned. Really, religions have prepared you to be just a ghost. They don't want you to be with the body. Unembodied is sense. Everything has been so much condemned. And you have taken it for granted. And I have been seeing scripture. In many scriptures it is written just to condemn that your body has nothing but blood, fat, phlegm. I don't think what these persons who were writing these scriptures, what they wanted. That they want gold to be there? Silver? What? Diamonds? Why blood is condemned? Why blood is bad? But they have condemned it and we have accepted it. They must be met in sin. Jainas say that their Tirthankaras never urinate. They don't defecate. Because such bad things. But why urine is bad? And what do you want to urinate instead of urine? And what is bad in it? But it is such a bad thing. Psychologists say only because the sex centers in men and the urinating organ are same, sex has become condemned. And in women, the sex center is just in the middle. On one side, defecation, on another side, urination. And the sex cannot be good between such two bad things. The condemnation of sex has come because we have condemned defecation. But why? Why condemn it? What's bad? But we accept. And when we accept, then there are problems. Your whole body is condemned by neurotic people. They may have written scriptures. That doesn't make any difference. They may have been great leaders. Neurotics almost always are great leaders. Because fanatics, they immediately can get followed. And there are always people who worship fanaticism. Anyone who says strongly something, they will fall in his feet and they will say he is the right leader. And he may be just neurotic, just mad. These neurotic people have condemned you and you have accepted, you have been conditioned by them. When this unconscious flows in you, a subtle well-being will come and you will feel good. Everything is good. And everything is divine. Your body comes from the divine. Your blood also, your urine also. Everything is divine. When the unconscious flows in you, everything is divine. Everything becomes spiritual. Nothing is bad. Nothing is condemned. And this will be the feeling. Then you will fly. You cannot walk. You will become so light. Then nothing is burden on your head. And then you can enjoy small things in a very great way. In a very tribal thing becomes a beauty. But that beauty is given by you. And whatsoever you touch becomes golden. Because you are deep down so filled with bliss. This will be the first thing that will happen to you. A goodness about yourself. And the second thing will be when the unconscious starts flowing into your conscious. The second thing will be you will become less world-oriented, less intellectual, more total. Then if you are happy, you will not just simply say that I am happy, you will dance. And just saying is pale, meaningless that I am happy. I see people, they say I am happy, just look at their face. I know people, they say I love you, but their body is not expressing anything. Words are dead. But that's substitute them for life. When unconscious flows in you, this will be the difference. You will live with your total being. You will feel happy, then you will dance. Then you will not simply say, I'm happy, you will be happy. That's the difference. You will not say, I'm happy. There is no need to say it. You will be happy. Then there is no need to say to someone, I love you. You will be loved. Your whole being will give the feeling. You will vibrate with love. Anybody passing nearby will feel that you love. Anybody just touched by your hand will feel a sudden energy has entered in. The warmth in your presence. The happiness. This will be the second thing. First, you goodness about yourself and about everything. And second, you will become total. When the guide takes you, you will be total. The question, when does intuition start functioning? Is surrender the only technique for intuition or the inner guide? Does the person living through intuition always succeed? How do you value success and failure? Is it not true that the person living intuitively will become weak intellectually? Surrender is the only technique for the inner being to become active. And does a person living through intuition always succeed? No. But he is always happy, whether he succeeds or not. And a person not living intuitively is always unhappy whether he succeeds or not. Success is not the criteria, because success depends on many things. Happiness is the criteria, because happiness only depends on you. You may not succeed, because others are competitors there. Even if you are working intuitively, others may be working more cunningly, more clever, more calculative, more violently, more immoral. So success depends on many other things. Success is a social phenomenon. You may not succeed. Who can say Jesus succeeded? Crucifixion is not a success. It is the greatest failure. A man crucified just when he was 33. What type of success? No one knew about it. Just few villagers, uneducated people were his disciples, with no position, no prestige, no power. What type of success is this? Crucifixion cannot be said as success. But he was happy. He was totally blissful, even crucified. And those who were crucifying him, they will remain alive for many years, but they will remain in misery. So really, who is on crucifixion? That's the point. Those who said they were on crucifixion or Jesus who was crucified? Because he is happy. How can you crucify happiness? He is ecstatic. How you can crucify ecstasy? You can kill the body, but you cannot kill the soul. And those who crucified him, they lived. But their life is nothing but a long, slow crucifixion. Misery and misery and misery. So, the first thing, I don't say that if you follow the inner guide, you will always succeed. In the sense, the world recognizes success. But in the sense, the Buddha, Jesus, will recognize success, you will succeed. But that success is measured by your happiness, your bliss. Whatsoever happens is irrelevant. You will be happy. Whether the world says that you have been a failure, or the world makes you a star of success, it doesn't make any difference. You will be happy whatsoever the case. You will be blissful. Bliss is the success to me. If you can understand that bliss is the success, then I say you will succeed always. But to you, bliss is not success. Success is something else. Even it may be misery. Even if you know that it is going to be a misery, you long for success. Ask political leaders. They are in misery. I have not seen any political leader who is happy. Just miserable. But it's for higher force. Trying to get still ahead in the ladder. Still above in the ladder. And those who are already above him, they are in misery and he knows. But we are ready to be miserable if success comes to us. So what is success to us? Success is egoistic fulfillment, not bliss. Just people should say that you have succeeded. You may have lost everything. You may have lost your soul. All that innocence that gives bliss, all that peace, silence that brings you nearer to the divine, you may have lost all. You may have become just a madman. But the world will say, you are a success. For the world, ego gratification is a success. For me, it is not. For me, to be blissful is success. Whether anyone knows about you or not. It is irrelevant whether anyone knows about you or not. Whether you live totally unknown, unheard, unnoticed. But if you are blissful, you have succeeded. So, remember this distinction. Because there are many people who would like to be intuitive, who would like to find the inner guide just to succeed in the world. For them, inner guide will be a frustration. In the first, find it. In the second place, even if they can find it, they will be miserable. Because whatsoever they are aiming at is recognition by the world, ego fulfillment, not bliss. Make it clear in the mind, don't be success-oriented. Success is the greatest failure in the world. So don't try to succeed, otherwise you will be a failure. Think of being blissful. Every moment, think of being more and more blissful. Then the whole world may say you are a failure. You will not be a failure. You have attained. Buddha was a failure. In the eyes of his friends, family, wife, father, teachers, society, he was a failure. He had become just a beggar. What type of success is this? He could have been a great emperor. He had the qualities. He had the personality. He had the mind. He could have been a great emperor. He became a beggar. He was a failure, obviously. But I say to you, he was not. If he had become an emperor, then he would have been a failure, because he would have missed the real life. What he attained under the Bodhi tree was the real, and what he lost was unreal. In real, he will succeed with the inner guide. In the unreal, I don't know. If you want to succeed in the unreal, then follow the path of those who are working in cunningness, cleverness, competition, jealousy, violence. Then follow their path. Inner guide is not for you. If you want to gain something of the world, then don't listen to the inner guide. But ultimately you will feel that you may have won the whole world, but you have lost yourself. Jesus says, and what a man gets if he loses his soul and gains the whole world. Who you will call a success? Alexander the Great or Jesus the crucified? So if, and that if has to be understood well, if you are interested in the world, then the inner guide is not guide for you. If you are interested into the inner dimension of being, then inner guide, and only inner guide can help.